Why are your tweeters on the inside? That's a personal question, boy. Sorry, couldn't resist. This question comes from Attaché Singh from New Delhi, India. In your Now Music Room 2, where we are, I see the IRS wings kept with tweeters on the inside, on the inner side. See here and here. They're on the inner side as opposed to the outer side. But why did you choose to put the tweeters towards the inner side? Now my guess is if you change the left to the right and right to the left, wouldn't it have a bigger sound stage and a sweet spot? I'm sure bold imaging will still not be a problem for those speakers. Thanks. We actually get that question quite a bit. And when Arnie Nudell designed these loudspeakers, they were always with the intent of having the tweeters to the inside. And one of the reasons that he did that was because of the short wavelength of this line source. So with apologies to Ohm's Law listeners who can't see this, I'm standing between two 7.5-foot tall columns of loudspeakers, the Infinity IRS-5, and these are what are called line sources. And there's 7.5-foot tall columns of drivers. There's 6 mid-range EMIM ribbon tweeters, planar drivers on the right of this speaker, and to the left there are 24 emit tweeters, electromagnetic induction tweeter, and these are ribbons and these are planars. And when they produce sound, they're all in parallel, they're all doing exactly the same thing. They make a column of sound. It's a columnar wave that comes out, and it's one of the reasons why you can stand up or sit down and there's very little difference in these speakers because they are a true line source. If I had an 8-foot ceiling, it would be even truer, but it's good enough. So the idea that you're trying to accomplish here is to have these tweeters hit your ears. How do I put this? You want the tweeters to be closer together because what you don't want is this headphone effect, right? Now you've seen probably there's a whole group of people who like this idea of having speakers to the far left and to the far right of the room, angled in and pointing at you like a set of headphones, right? And that may work well for some speakers, but certainly not for these, because these line sources want to have a coherent set of waves coming at you with the longer wavelengths of the mid-range kind of fanning out here and here, so that we get this coherent waveform coming at us. And then the tweeters, being on the inside, help out because just picture it as if the speakers were closer together. They're going to make a better center image, because what we want for a center image is to be able to have the left ear and the right ear hearing more of a coherent wave. And the farther apart you have it, the less coherent, the less gathering, I don't know if I'm using the right words here, the sound field is going to be. And it's one of the reasons why if you spread them far apart, then you have to toe them in so that everything kind of arrives at your ears at the same time. So these never want to be towed in. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. But what you want is this nice column of sound marching towards you as best it can without being too far apart. So if I were to pull these speakers apart much farther, we would lose the center image. And if I were to reverse these, it would be the same thing from the tweeter's perspective as pulling them farther apart. And when that happens, yes, the soundstage gets a little wider, but it also loses focus on the center image. And so in this system, the phantom image back behind the speakers where it belongs is as solid and precise as many people have ever heard in their life. And that's due to the fact of the way they're set up and the fact that the drivers, the tweeters, are on the inside. And if I had my druthers, I'd pull them even closer together, but then we start losing some. So it's always a balance between that. I hope that wasn't too convoluted of a explanation, but that's what you're trying to do in that. And we've never been fans of speakers being towed in. We like to design speakers so that the off-axis response is as smooth as the on-axis response, so you don't actually have to do that. And you'll see when we design our speakers, they will be designed like these to point straight ahead, and tweeters will also be on the inside, since our design will also have a row of tweeters. But thank you for the question, and it's hopefully something that you understand a little better now. Thanks. Bye.